أشهدتهم خلق السماوات والأرض ولا خلق أنفسهم وما كنت متخذ المضلين عضدا ويوم يقول نادوا شركائي الذين زعمتم فدعوهم فلم يستجيبوا لهم وجعلنا بينهم موبقا ورأى المجرمون النار فظنوا أنهم مواقعوها ولم يجدوا عنها مصرفا. So we're saying last few verses. I think we've got to last time. Definitely this was a scene on the Day of Judgment, a scene where the mushrikeen were called onto, so they can seek support from the idols that they worshipped. And the word idol here, might mean a statue in certain cases, but really it's more than that. I think it's a sharik is a partner to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who is partner to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? It depends. Well, you need to know, first of all, what does Allah do, right? Like, you can't be partner of somebody when that someone does not do something specific, right? Like, it's very important. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for example, He's the one who brings good and brings evil. If you believe somebody can bring good and pain, then other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then that's a form of shirk. That's a form of shirk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Razzaq. He's the one who basically is the one who provides and sustains people. If you believe somebody else is really the one who has decisions over risk, well, that's a sharik to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that will punish people and give justice. If you think somebody else can punish people and give justice from an ultimate absolute perspective, well, that's a type of shirk. So you need to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one and only. He's the one who's dominant over the universe. And if you think the universe is independent, that's a form of shirk. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that He's the only one that's is supposed to be sovereign over people. So if anybody basically believes somebody else is sovereign over people, then that's a form of shirk. See what I'm saying? And that's the biggest type of shirk in today's world is that. People stop worshiping idols, right? Like, what do people do? How do people subscribe or ascribe partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by having them on a pedestal, meaning basically having them in a status where they decide for the human being how to live life. Hollywood, for example, that's a big idol. See what I'm saying? Adam Smith is a big idol, right? Thomas Jefferson is a big idol. These are the idols of today, right? Like, even the idols back then basically used to be named after certain people. Sometimes the statues of like the people of Noah. There was 5 good people, 5 wise people from the early times, who were Muslim. They were so good that people wanted to remember them and follow in their footsteps of goodness. So they built actual statues for each one of them with their names. And they ended up worshiping the idol afterwards. Definitely, sometimes worshiping statues is a laughable thing in many people's minds. But in today's world, we still follow idols, people. Yeah, and there's actual statues for all of these people, figures that we Thomas Jefferson has a statue, Adam Smith has a statue, Karl Marx has a statue. All these people, basically, the sanctification of these people gets embodied in a statue as a commemoration of this person's life. Stalin has a statue, and so forth. George Washington has a statue. These are the idols of today. The idols of today are these great, so-called great people in history that have set a specific path for how humanity should live. See what I'm saying? So and these are the idols of today. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on the Day of Judgment, when you worship any partner, when you ascribe any partner to Allah, He's going to come on the Day of Judgment and tell you, well, bad luck. I'm the king of the world. I'm the only one that's was supposed to be worshipped. The only one who can help you today, this day, in this moment where Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is He's the king of the day of judgment. Nobody can help you. Nobody can save you from hellfire. If your destiny is hell, if Allah destines you to hellfire, Adam Smith's not going to help you out. George Washington's not going to help you out. Thomas Jefferson's not going to help you out. Nobody's going to help you out. Nobody's going to help you out. So people can get so like happy and giggly, on many different idols they worship. Yeah. Karl Marx or Newton or Einstein or scientific discoverers. It doesn't matter what it is. People worship even sometimes sports players, which is pathetic, or even worse, basically movie stars, right? Like unfortunate, indecent people become idols that are looked up to. See what I'm saying? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that day, on the day of judgment, is going to say, well, get these people to help you out. You really worship them in the dunya. You made them partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You relied upon them to give you, to take care of your life and to set the direction for your life. But unfortunately, they're not here today. They're not going to be able to help you. But once you call them anyway, definitely that's a very, 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 very hard statement to hear. It's a rhetorical statement that crushes the person's heart. Your heart will be smashed to dust on the day of judgment when you hear such a statement. When you get that call, probably from the malaika, call you like, where's your partners? Hey Jack, where's your partner? That's going to crush you. It's going to basically smash your essence, your core. And that's why it's very important, brothers and sisters, to make the right decisions today in the dunya. If people are not going to take Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the sole sovereign in their lives, the sole sovereign. If you don't know what sovereign means, go look it up in the dictionary. Because ilah means sovereign. The sole sovereign being in your life is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you say La ilaha illallah, you're making a statement that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only sovereign being in existence. Nobody can have sovereignty over the human being. Nobody has sovereignty over the human being. But Western culture insists that the human is sovereign and not Allah. And that's why we're living in a contradiction. Muslimin here basically living in the West, we're living in a contradiction. We're living in basically in a state of affairs where the human is sanctified, the human is worshipped, the human is sovereign. Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us clearly in the Quran that nobody should be worshipped except Allah, nobody should be sovereign except Allah, and nobody should guide humanity in how to live life except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَرَأَى الْمُجْرِمُونَ النَّارِ. And the criminals, those who disbelieved in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rejected his the truth that He's the creator of the universe, who's the only sovereign of the universe, the only sovereign being for humanity. وَرَأَى الْمُجْرِمُونَ النَّارِ. And then the criminals see the hellfire. Oh my gosh, it's a gut-wrenching experience. Like it's a devastation. It's a horrendous moment. It's a moment that every single kafir, every single disbeliever criminal will wish that they would never have existed, but they do, and the fire is there waiting for them for eternity. فظنوا أنهم مواقعوها. And that's it. They understood. They had that feeling that, oh, this is going to be my destination. And probably one of the tafseers of why it is done was because they're hoping not, but they knew that this is going to be their destination because they committed kufr in the dunya. They committed kufr to Allah. They didn't care. They were so arrogant. They refused the truth. They didn't want the truth. You sit with a person, you tell them, let's have a discussion about the truth. They don't want the truth. They want what they want. You do you, I do me. This is called no discussion. When somebody comes and tells you, you do you, I do me, there's no discussion. I hope basically that person, is speaking to a very, not very receptive person. That's why they're trying to back off. But usually when people say that, they don't want to have a discussion. They're like, well, I just want to do what I want. There's no such thing. You have no right to say that. You as a human being have no right to say that basically you're free and you have a free choice to basically do what you want. No, God created you. Practically, you do have a free choice. But any person with the same mind understands that he does not have a choice. And that's why you submit to God. That's why you take that free choice and you give it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Say, Ya Allah, I'm your servant. I have no choice. So you use the free choice to make one choice and one choice only, is to let go of that free will and be God's servants forever. That's what the free will is for. Every human being has free will. Nobody denies that. But the person with sanity, the person with the same mind, understands that he or she should not have any say in the on planet Earth, in this universe that's created by Allah, because Allah is a creator. Allah is a creator. That's really it. وَلَمْ يَجِدُوا عَنْهَا مَصْرِفًا. And then they ended up, they couldn't find any alternative escape. They couldn't. Al-Masrif is kind of like more of an escape in English. They couldn't find an escape from hellfire. See what I'm saying? Like you can basically say, you can be like a pain, right? And just like push back and just say, I don't care. You do you, I do me. Who are you to tell me what to do? You can act like a little baby as much as you want. You know what I'm saying? And just like, it's fine. You have free will. You do. You do have free will. But willingly you should have let go of that, because Allah is your creator. Allah wanted to test you with free will. What's your test? Your free will. Either you want to keep it and do what you want. Well, there's hellfire for you. If you want to basically give it back to Allah and exchange your free will with Jannah, well, that's another choice, another route. One is very super painful forever, for eternity. You're gonna live in hellfire for billions of years, and one is gonna basically destine you to eternity and bliss and happiness. Yeah, that's really it. It's a choice that people need to make. It's a choice that you need to make. It's a choice that you must make today before tomorrow. See what I'm saying? وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ أَكْثَرَ شَيْءٍ جَدَلًا. SubhanAllah, now I understand why this ayah was so positioned right here. Because kind of like what I'm just saying, I'm saying that this person is so argumentative, wants to push back and discuss and debate, and you do you, I do me, don't discuss this, what's if that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says basically in the end of this verse, وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ أَكْثَرَ شَيْءٍ جَدَلًا. Like the human being is basically the most argumentative creature ever. You can argue as much as you want, you're going to hell. You can push back as much as you want, you're going to hell. If you want to argue against the truth, if you want to argue against Allah, if you're going to argue for your desires, well, there's only one destination for you, and that's hellfire. See what I'm saying? So debate or no debate, you're so argumentative. It's too much chat, too much yap. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is haqq. He is in existence and He's eternal, and His existence is a must, and He's all merciful. He's the creator of the universe, and He's all powerful, and He's the king of the people. He's the sovereign over humanity, and He is the king of the day of judgment. Nothing's going to change these facts. Your argumentation is not going to change these facts. Allah has given you in this Quran every example that's needed for you to get this truth in your mind. See what I'm saying? There's an example of everything in the Quran. You know what I'm saying? وَضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا. Allah says in the Quran, and I've given an analogy, an example for people, so they can understand. Because see, giving examples is the best way to create understanding. If you don't understand your purpose of life, if you don't understand who you are, your identity, if you don't understand basically how the human community should live, well, the Quran is your answer. The Quran is your answer. You can't just keep arguing. Argumentation, when the proof is clear, is not best suited for the human being. وَمَا مَنَعَ النَّاسَ أَن يُؤْمِنُوا إِذْ جَاءَهُمُ الْهُدَى وَيَسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَّا أَن تَأْتِيَهُمْ سُنَّةُ الْأَوَّلِينَ أَوْ يَأْتِيَهُمُ الْعَذَابُ قُبُلًا. Says another one saying, what prevented people from believing? What prevented the humans, the people, from believing when the guidance have came to them and to ask for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is it except basically the exact same reason that nations basically fall into the same trap of their desires? Their arrogance, their constant argumentation and debating the haqq, the truth, right? Or, or again, this is more like it's a rhetorical question, or maybe they're waiting for the punishment of Allah to come in front of them, and they fall into hellfire. See what I'm saying? Like, it's unfortunate how humanity lives. Humanity lives with argumentations, arrogance. What is arrogance? Arrogance is letting go of the truth. People don't want to basically say I'm wrong. How many people have seen that they can't say I'm wrong? They'll argue till tomorrow. They'll argue so pathetically against facts. A slip of a tongue, they wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that." No, they'll just argue till tomorrow. People will argue till whatever because they don't want to be wrong, because they're going to feel humiliated. But that's the problem. It's arrogance. You're nothing. And if Ramadan didn't cleanse your arrogance, I don't know what will, to be honest. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today in this night. Today is the 29th night, inshallah, of Ramadan. It's one of the odd nights. Maybe it's the Laylatul Qadr. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you, everybody here. We have whatever number of people we have in this room. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you humility and to erase any atom of arrogance from your heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do that to me and to everybody here in this room, because it is so important. That is the disease. Arrogance is the disease. It is a disease that leads you to hellfire head first. And it's just it's one idea, the acceptance that you're nothing. I'm just a lump of atoms. That's it. What are you? You're a lump of atoms. You're a lump of a little bit of nitrogen and carbon lumped together. That's what you are. You're nothing. Humble yourself. Accept that you're nothing. You don't need to be great. Many people want to feel great. You're nothing. You're nothing. And that's really kind of this tafsir today, basically. It's just like, if you get this in your brain, that you're nothing. You don't need status. You don't need respect, because you don't deserve no status, no respect. You're just a bunch of atoms. Allah created you from nothing. So stop rejecting the truth. See, that is the key for following the truth, is understanding that you're nothing. It's okay, I'm mistaken. Well, I'm nothing. So, like, being something and being mistaken is better than nothing. See what I'm saying? Right? Being mistaken, but something at the end of the day is better than nothing. But you're nothing. So it's an improvement. When you admit your fault, when you admit that you suck, you admit basically that you're mistaken, that you're wrong, you err, you sin. Admitting that you're wrong, that you're nothing. That's the first step towards Iman, to be honest. You walk towards Iman, that's the first step towards Iman. Accepting that you're nothing. Like, why do I need to be special? Why do I need to get respect? Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deserves respect. Nobody deserves respect except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanallah. وما نرسل المرسلين إلا مبشرين ومنذرين ويجادل الذين كفروا بالباطل ليدحضوا به الحق واتخذوا آياتي وما أنذروا هزوا. Again, subhanAllah, it's a beautiful thing, it's just Allah says basically, I've never sent, and we have never sent the messengers except for two purposes: to give glad tidings to the believers and to warn the disbelievers. وَيُجَادِلْ, and who the kuffar will argue for the sake of falsehood, to try to confuse the truth with the falsehood. وَاتَّخَذُوا, and they basically took my signs and my proofs as a game. Subhanallah. Brothers and sisters, I guess we're done for tonight, but we see this day and night where people don't care about the truth. People don't care about evidence. People don't care about what's right. People just care about what they want. People care about what they want. They don't care about the truth. Why do you think many people are, they know Islam is right, but they don't want to convert? They don't want to basically belittle themselves and accept the truth. So may Allah subhanahu forgive us, and may Allah make us from those who see the haqq as haqq and follow it, and see the batil as batil and leave it and reject it. May Allah make us from those who only speak the haqq and believe in the haqq and preach the haqq. Ameen. May Allah make us the people of haqq. May Allah make us all from those who are saved from hellfire in this beautiful day and this beautiful night of the 29th of Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us with the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Jannah. Ameen, ameen, ameen. We'll announce inshallah which day is Ramadan on Saturday after the moon sighting. But the greater chance is Monday, even though there is a possibility of the moon being seen on Saturday. Therefore, the Eid might be on Sunday. So we'll let you know inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Sheikh Usta, before you leave, I had a question come up. We are going to be continuing these tafsir sessions after Ramadan. People are wondering. Or is that...
Yeah. We have a weekly tafsir for the last 3 years, I think, on Friday nights. Maybe it's a little bit later than 6:30, but it's a weekly thing, inshallah.
Awesome. Jazakallah khairan.
God bless you. Assalamu
alaikum. Jazakallah khair everyone for sticking around, inshallah, for the last session of today. And again, make lots of dua for the ummah, make lots of dua for the I3 Institute, inshallah. And yes, these classes do get uploaded on YouTube because they're live streamed. So you can always hit I3 Institute on YouTube and inshallah find all of these lectures that happen throughout the Ramadan. So inshallah, you can always go back and refer to them. If you have any other more questions, inshallah, hopefully I can answer them. Sounds like we're good right now. Awesome. So I will see you guys, inshallah. Tomorrow, I think we will continue. On Saturday, we will also have the I3 hour, inshallah. And that's it from us after Saturday. So I won't be hosting, inshallah, but it was a pleasure seeing everyone. And please keep us all in your dua, and keep I3 in your dua. Keep the Muslim brothers and sisters all across the Muslim world who are suffering. Please don't forget them in your dua. And inshallah, we all Allahumma ballighna laylatul qadr. I hope we all catch laylatul qadr if we haven't so yet. Take care, everybody. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.